Hello and welcome back to the Flourgoldwizards channel. I'm Jason. That's Rigby, my mining partner. We're part-time gold prospectors based in Wisconsin. And it's another winter day in Wisconsin. Plenty of snow around and a little bit of ice on the creek. But we're going to find some gold nonetheless. Now I found a really good spot prospecting my way out of here the last time I was here on a trip. And I brought some specialized equipment just for that spot. There should really be something to see today. Wait till you see what I brought. Back in a bit.
No, you go first. I'm not going first. You go first. How'd you get over there? Looks good. Let's take a little look. I think we're going in. Yep. God darn it. Oh well, we'll make our way over there. I brought my spud. I'll chisel us a path over there. I'll walk up there and get on some rocks. But the area we want to work, let me see if I can get over there. God darn it. Is right. Oi, jeez. Is right here. I was working way up that way. And I wanted to come down here and look for some areas with flow that I thought might last a little bit longer as the winter progressed in coldness. And I was right on the money here. Here's most of the flow, and it's still wide open right here. I'll be able to clear a little bit of this snow and ice out of here and set my sluice up. And the area that I tested is right in there. That hole right there. I was getting 40 pieces in a pan in multiple pans out of this little hole right here, and I noticed how red the gravel was. When we found there's some really good spots up the creek that a ways, and when we initially found those, the deposit was really red looking, and it appears that deposit is probably underneath all this land right here, and the creek is getting a hold of it and chewing it out here and there and kind of concentrating it into the stuff we want, you know, gold. So that is part of that deposit right there. So I'm going to set my sluice up over in here somewhere, and I'm going to start shoveling from there right onto my sluice. Well, we made it through that. And I have my sluice set up. And when I mentioned that I was bringing some specialized equipment just for this spot, I did. And I'll tell you exactly why before I show you. Now, a lot of this material in here is gravel. There's hardly any clay. I mean, there are some clay clumps mixed in with it, but the majority of it's gravel. And the test pans that I've done really showed excellent gold values in the gravels. And so I wanted to be able to just shovel onto a sluice or a high banker. And I don't have anybody here to run the high banker today. And frankly, it's a little bit chilly for that. But I do have my little sluice right here. I made this screen. I had one like this before, but it was since gone. It's stolen. So I made another one. And I think this is going to work fantastic. Now, I tried shoveling right on my sluice here the last time, and the riffles started emptying out, and I think I was losing quite a bit of gold, but my test pans were still showing awesome gold in here. So I made that screen up, and the trick to running a screen like this here, I'll grab that sluice right out of there, is to have the front end open on it, just like that. That keeps the water moving fast enough through your system that it clears out your riffles properly, and otherwise you won't have any exchange in there. You see how fast that water's moving through there? That's exactly what we want. Now I only have about 1/4 of an inch of water on top of the screen, and that's all I need. I'll just shovel right on that baby, and I'll scrape the rocks off with my shovel there, and this thing's going to catch gold, hopefully guaranteed. We will be doing some testing, but first things first, I'm going to grab one of these pans right here and do a test pan. Here's that material right here. See what I mean? It's really sandy looking. There's a couple little globs of clay in there. Not a whole lot though. Mostly sand. That stuff's really easy to work. So we'll go ahead and pan this out. Get some of this ice out of here. Yeah, there. See, there's a couple of those clay bits that I was talking about right there. But they're filled with really nice looking gravels. So it's important to break those up best you can, especially when you're doing your test pans. That'll give you a really good indication of whether you're on good ground or not. Video update, the results. Really good. Look in here. Oh, come on, baby, focus. There are probably over 20 pieces in that pan right there. It's just as good as it was when I left off. This stuff is going to work on that screen sluice really, really well. I hope. Only one way to find out. Test, test, test. So I'm going to start digging, throwing it on there. And if I got that out of one pan, I'm going to do 20 shovels on there, clean it up, see what's in it, and then we're just going to shovel the rest of the day, or as long as we can. It just started raining ice. All right, we're going to do a test cleanup here. Now, I've got 30 on there instead of 20, only because I started putting smaller scoops on there. The system seemed to be getting a little bit backed up down on the VDR mat there just a little bit. Everything kind of rolling off the screen. So I switched up to smaller shovels and it worked pretty good. So let's see what's in 30. Now, like I just showed, I have my screen off there. And the material is really, really good and black in there, which tells me it's exchanging real nice. And all these little eyebrows right here are capturing black sands. So the depth of the water is not an issue. And looking up in the top mat here in my silicone mat, I can see gold in there all day long. See down inside of there, there's a piece there. All about that third riffle right there. And I'm sure there's more mixed in with all this black sand. And there's another nice piece right there. Oh yeah, we're gonna do really well. So let me get that in a pan and we'll take a look at it. Boy, I hope that's a piece of gold. That would really be something. All right, let's take a peek. In case I didn't mention it, this system also helps with the freezing temperatures. Being underwater, the whole thing is underwater. I don't have to worry about everything icing up. All this leftover gravel here in the bottom of my pail, that's froze. God darn it. In my pan here, I've got it underwater now. That's starting to ice up already, but no matter. That's still ice free. We're gonna keep it that way. I'll get this out of there real quick and get it back underwater. All right. Looks pretty good and clean. I'll get it right back under the water ASAP. Otherwise, we're going to have problems today. All right, let's see what's in that stuff. And the results. It's pretty darn good. Look at that. There's some nice big pieces in there too. I can't feel any of them, but that's pretty typical for any number of these spots right here. But for 30 small shovels, we are in business. That is for sure. And it's really starting to rain now. That's ice rain. It's gonna be a long 4-hour ride home. Oh well, maybe I'll get behind a plow truck. Let's get back to it. Perfect. All right, we are grinding away. I just did another cleanup. I got it in my pan right here. Look at that. There's some really nice looking pieces in there for sure. Tons and tons of flour. That is really cool. Guess what we forgot? A container for our concentrates. God dang it, we always forget something. It's starting to come down now. It's going to be one long ride home. And I think I'm going to snuffer that up. And where's my backpack? Right over here. I brought another sluice that I still want to try out yet today. Now I made a video out of making this one right here. I cut that one down, and in here, let me get my hand in there. I've got the mat for it right there. I'm going to shovel right on this baby and see what comes of it, because these are supposed to be like little grizzly bars for material to roll right over, and you don't need to classify or nothing. Much similar to that. I mean, that is working great. But I'll be able to get more material on this one. This one's 10 inches wide, and that one only being 7 inches wide. I'll get a little bit more water flow in this one, so we're gonna snuffer that up and see what happens. All right, I've got that baby set up. Note to self, I put way too much soap on my system here when I was making these mats, so nothing would stick to everything, and well, that mat slides right out of there. So I got a rock sitting down on this end. No big deal. Once that soap ball gets worn off of there, it should work. But here's our initial scoop right here, right out of that hole, which we've got quite a big hole going now. I'm going to dump that right on there, just see what it does. Looks like some of them big rocks I'll have to yank off of there. That ain't nothing. All right. And we'll watch the mats here. It certainly looks like they're exchanging right there. Catching some black material here. That's a lot of black material for one scoop right there. But I think this is going to be the business end right here. Maybe. I don't know. Let me throw 5 or 10 on there and we'll see what it looks like. All right, well, I've thrown 10 shovels on that new system right there, and we caught gold. A lot of the rocks are getting stuck on that mat, and it washes the material out everywhere around the rock. So I'm not sure if I'm losing gold or not, but I'm definitely catching gold. Let me show you. And here it is right here. 10 shovels. And they're nice sized pieces too. And I'm getting a little bit deeper in that hole. And I think the pieces are starting to get a little bit bigger, and they're getting a little kind of wiry looking. There's hardly any absolute minute millionth pieces in there, minus the billions. But I'm happy having bigger gold, aren't you? So I think what we'll do is we're gonna have a snack first. It's getting a little later in the morning, and it's really starting to come down now. Look at them, look at the puddles over there. It is raining. Ice rain. Got it. Well, like I said, it's snack time. And right before we were gonna have a snack, we got some company. He brought his stuff up here. He's over there hollering for one of his dogs. So it's a good time for us to have a snack. Today's snack time is brought to you by Meat Skis. I love that place. Taco beef sticks with cheddar cheese. So we're gonna go ahead and have one of these right now. Rigbone? That's right. He's a hard-working miner. He needs that. Well, our company came and went. He's got a couple of dogs with him. We had a little dog scrap down here. But the big rig's no worse for the wear, are you, buddy? Now, he went walking down there looking for a spot to test out. And I put my other sluice back in my backpack. And it needs a little bit of tweaking. I think I made that mat just a little bit too narrow. That's no big deal. This thing here is working absolutely fantastic. So we're going to keep running with it. Shovel, dump, eat a snack. That's right. All right, let's get back to it. All right, our company's back. This is Mike.
Hi.
And he was up there. He came back and he was going to try in one of the spots that I had actually filmed at. But the ice is a little bit too thick. So we're going to use the spud I made. I brought that along today. It's going to be its initial run. Well, we'll find out if it works one way or the other. Looks like it's working all right to me.
All right.
Oh yeah, the ice is a little thicker up here. That is way better than using a hatchet.
I'm gonna get a workout before I get any gold even.
Yep. But being a miner will make an old man out of you. I heard that somewhere. Rigby found himself some buddies. That's right. Beats hanging out with squirrels. Video update 17,001. We're still grinding away. Here's my material. We got down a couple of feet and we hit this layer right here. That is sticky clay. And look inside of there. There's no gravels inside of that whatsoever. And there's lots of gravel sitting right up on top of this stuff here. So I've just been taking this and washing all the gravel off. As you can see, there's nothing in there. Get rid of them. And we are doing quite well. I just did a cleanup not too long ago. And there's plenty of flower gold in there. I still haven't gotten any pickers yet. God darn it. But that's encouraging. I think this hole here has still got something to offer. So we'll just keep piling this stuff on there. Just like that. See all that gravel right there? That was on top of that clay. See that? Washes right off. And down it comes. Come on, picker.
Well, we are here still grinding away. I'm going to change gears here a little bit. See how big my hole is getting right there. I'm working around that big boulder. And the gold's still really good. I did a nice test pan here a while back and a couple of cleanups. And we got a pretty good pile of gold so far. I'm going to switch gears, like I said, and use my classifier right here. I'm going to fill one right up to the top-ish and run it over my sluice without the screen on there, just for something to do. We don't have all that long here yet today. I have a spot I want to scout that I found on an app that I just put on my phone, which is, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 miles from here. But that's what we're going to do. Let me run one through there and see what we get.
All right, change of plans. I ran a half of that bucket through my little sluice over there. And the top up there where I got it silicone down kind of popped up a little bit and it was running funny. But I did a clean out of what I had run from that pail and it was really good. So I think I'm just going to stick around here. That other spot's probably under snow anyway. The gold's just too darn good. So I got this mat and sluice hooked back up. And I can feed more material on this one, obviously, because it's a lot wider. And it's just absolutely running fantastic. Look at that. It's exchanging just the way you would want it to. Instantly turning black. And I can see the gold up on that indicator mat. Every time I throw a scoop on there, there's another piece or two. So that's the change. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to get a pound of gold today. Back in a bit. All right, I got 2 full buckets run through here. And I can see gold down in them riffles there. I'm really glad I made this mat red. I can see the black sand and the gold stands out. And I was cleaning out the last of the material in my 5-gallon pail. And I dumped a little bit on there. And there's a nice big one. Let's see if I can get over there. Right there. Look at that bad boy. Let's see if I can grab him with my snuffer. Yeah. Oh, I got him. Awesome. All right, I'm going to feed the rest of this on there. Let's do that right now. Maybe we can see some more gold fall on there. Just like that. This spot's really been good, which is why we're not leaving. I'm going to wrap the day up here. Probably run a couple more pails over this bad boy. But first, I'm going to do a cleanup and see what we got out of these 2. I would say not too bad. Let's see what's in my snuffer. And a snuffer dump. Pretty darn good if you ask me. There's some nice wiry pieces in there. Let me see if I can get that in the shade a little bit. Can pick out some of them wiry pieces like that one right there. Those couple. There's a few wiry ones in there. But no darn pickers. What is going on around here? Got it. All right, now I've been digging around this great big huge boulder all day long, and I've got it loosened up from the shore. As you can see, it broke away there. So I want to get that out of there. I dug a little bit of a hole behind it. I think I can roll it this way, and then I want to get the material that's underneath this bad boy. So I'm going to see if I can move that baby. Oh yeah, it's a big one. That's right. Nobody else on the planet has looked underneath that rock. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got it. That's a 500-pounder. Under boulder, take one. There's about 13 little tiny pieces in there, nothing big. And one great big garnet. Where did I put that thing? Right over here. This big old garnet. That's a picker. Can't find a gold picker, but I got a nice garnet picker. All right, I'm gonna take another pan out of there. My back's getting sore. It's getting close. Back in a bit.
Well, I've had it. My back's sore. We did about 21 more one-mores. That's for sure. We got a whole pile of gold in that snuffer jar. I think it might even be enough to weigh. Imagine that. So I think what we're going to do is say adios to Mike. It was a pleasure mining with you today.
Yes, I had fun. Glad to meet you.
And we're going to get this stuff home and give it away. And heck, we might even give it away. Let's take a ride. Well, you guessed it. It's the next day. Let's weigh this gold up. And there it is. Looks pretty darn good to me. Let's get it on the furnace. And the gold. All nice and dried up on my stove of wonder over there. Now there are a number of chunkier looking pieces like that one right there. I just can't get them picked up. Just can't. Let me see if I can pull in on some of them. Look at that one. But I can't pick it up. There's a couple of decent looking pieces and that nice looking garnet. That I could pick up. I tell you, there's my scale. I'm gonna weigh it. I'll know, but you won't. And that's a wrap. We had a great time. Rigby made a couple of friends and I made a new friend. Thanks for sticking around and mining with us, Mike. It was a pleasure. That screen sluice worked fantastic. I knew that material was going to run right over that screen. There was hardly any clay in it. I think the clay would be better suited for like a hand classifier where you can mash it around and all that. But we brought the right tool for the job today, that's for sure. As far as the weight of that gold goes, like I said, it's a little, I think it's a little heavier than it looks like in that pan. And I'm putting a garnet in there as well. So the first guy to guess how much that gold and the garnet weigh all together, I'm going to mail it off to you. Go ahead and leave me a comment starting now. One per commenter, please. So if you like these episodes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's easy, only takes one finger. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment, it helps build my channel. Definitely check out my Patreon page in the description box below. Flourgoldwizards, out.